Inside this box is something that my mom has needed for a long time now. She's been running an 11-inch 2015 MacBook Air, and it's become too slow to feasibly use, at least on macOS Monterey, which is the newest version that computer supports. And if you're not aware of Mac software updates, we are now on Sonoma, which is 2 generations beyond Monterey. Inside this box is a new Mac, but it's not a laptop, it's a desktop, and it is the M1 Mac Mini. The reason why we went with the M1 is that it is significantly cheaper to get an M1 with the same amount of storage versus an M2, and for what my mom is doing, it's not going to really make that much of a difference having an M2 versus an M1 Mac Mini. But anyway, let's just open this box. So we bought this from Amazon. It was about $500 for I believe 512 gigabyte Mac Mini. This should be plenty of horsepower for what she needs to do. I don't know how this box opens. Oh, there we go. So here is the box itself. Pull this out. As you can see, this is roughly how big it is. Just a CPU, and it's got some USB ports on it. You just plug this into your monitor and keyboard setup and it'll work. And I believe there's no pull tab on this plastic like new Apple boxes have, but you can see Mac Mini with Apple M1, 512 gigabyte SSD, 8 gigabyte memory. And just open the box. Very slow reveal. And there we go. This is the Mac Mini, and it actually is a bit bigger than I was expecting it to be. It basically takes up the whole box, but I'll set the Mac Mini itself aside. In the bottom of the box, we just get our designed by Apple in California, and then you just get the Mac Mini's power cable. It is only a 2-pronged power cable though, so that can be useful in certain situations. Actually, I don't know why I'm putting that back in the box because I will need it. We'll take a quick peek at the instruction manual. Welcome to your Mac Mini. USB ports, you got Ethernet, you got some Thunderbolt 4 ports, an HDMI, 2 USB-A, and a headphone jack, and then you can just plug it into any old monitor and it'll work fine. Get this out. Oh, there's one ginormous Apple sticker. That's kind of cool. I've never seen that before. And put the lid back on the box. Let's unwrap the actual Mac Mini itself. Go. On the bottom, I don't know if you can even see that, but it says Mac Mini in some very faint text. You got your warning FSC labels on the back. It is a very, honestly, beautiful machine. There's a little itty bitty status LED on the front, and on the back, you got a sticker, which I need to remove, to reveal all of your I/O. And interestingly, the power button is on the back, which I thought it would be on the front or the top, but it's on the back. But it's very small and compact, like compared to my hands. It's a very small machine. Let's unwrap this power cable. There we go, like so. Come on, okay, there we go. Then we got a non-polarized plug. So this is not an AC adapter. I'm guessing this is just a regular power cable and the actual AC adapter is inside the machine. Let's go into the office and actually set this thing up where it is going to be living for the rest of its life. Okay, so here we are in my office. Yes, I know it's a mess, but we have the M1 Mac Mini at our little desk setup. We got an LG monitor, HDMI, Bluetooth keyboard, Bluetooth mouse. I hope this thing has Bluetooth. I'm 99.9% sure it does, but I could be wrong. Gonna set it up here or down here? I'm gonna set it down here. Plug in some ports. So we'll plug this into the HDMI port. We'll plug in the power cable to the computer. And this desk actually has a built-in power outlet in it. So I'm gonna plug it into the thing on the desk. Plug that guy in, and then push the power button on the back. It does have speakers, not very good sounding, but it does have it. It is now booting. You can see the little status LED thing. There we go. And it says, Magic Mouse. The problem with this mouse is that it's Bluetooth, so I don't know how it's going to... I might need to get a different mouse to actually set this one up, because this one doesn't seem to be working. So let me grab a different mouse. Okay, so I have retrieved a Logitech mouse with a little chip in it. And so this one should just plug in the back of it. Nope, it was the right way before. There we go. Okay, now it's working. Hello, get started. English, we want United States. Keyboard, no accessibility settings. Set up our Wi-Fi, and I now realize keyboard is a Bluetooth keyboard, so I can't use it. So I'm gonna have to go get my wired keyboard. Okay, so I got a wired keyboard and a very, very short cable, so I can plug this in to actually set it up because this has Bluetooth, I'm pretty sure. It just can't access it in the setup process for whatever reason. It's plugged in. Maybe I gotta switch it to Mac. Is this cable power only or something? This cable might be power only. Hold on. Okay, found a cable. This is the actual one for this keyboard. So if this doesn't work, I don't know what will. So it plugs in fine. I don't know why that has such a narrow USB port, but okay. Thank goodness this keyboard wire works. So that proves my theory that the other one was a data only cable. Data and privacy, migration assistant. Should we just set it up as a new Mac? Okay, so I got a verification code. Okay, so we got the terms and conditions. I have read them before. Not really, because nobody ever does. New password, do I have to enter a password? We won't do the hint. Creating a computer account. I mean, it has 512 gigabytes of storage, so she really shouldn't need to use iCloud, but I find it really infuriating that Apple doesn't allow you to connect Bluetooth devices to the computer during the setup process. Now, obviously, the mouse would not have worked at all, because how would you set it up without a mouse to set it up, if that makes sense? But at least for the keyboard, you should be able to do that, right? But you can't. Yes, sure. Vault disk, sure. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that before. I will say this LG monitor for the price, it was like 100, I want to say like 110, 120 bucks. It's pretty nice. It's 27 inches, it's fairly big. It's 1080p. You can definitely see the pixels if you get close enough, but it's definitely fine. There is Bluetooth, so that's good. There's Bluetooth on this computer. So now I can connect Bluetooth Logitech mouse to it, connect Logitech mouse, so then I can now unplug trackball mouse that I use for my computer. And now we have this Logitech mouse, so that's good. We'll connect to the Bluetooth keyboard. Keyboard setup assistant. Okay, so let's unplug this one. Unknown device cannot be identified. Oh, mouse works. Let's see if the keyboard works. It does. Perfect. So everything works fine. Now I'm curious, what version of macOS is it on? Well, it's definitely not Sonoma because the system preferences is different. Software update. So it gives me the option to upgrade to Sonoma, which is good. But what is it on currently? Where's the about? Maybe if I go to about this Mac here. Oh yeah, here we go. Monterey. So it's on Monterey. So it's 2 generations behind. And the same generation, or the same software version as on our 2015 MacBook Air. So this thing definitely needs a software update. So I'm going to start the software update here to where we can get this thing running the latest version of macOS, which is Sonoma. And yeah, that was basically just a Mac Mini setup video, which was pretty easy if you had a keyboard that is able to be plugged in, which I didn't right off the bat. So if you're using a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard, you can't set up the computer with those peripherals. You either have to have a Magic Mouse and Magic Keyboard, or you have to have a wired equivalent of both. So yeah, but once it's connected, the Bluetooth mouse is fine and it works correctly. I will come back once this thing is done updating, and then we will continue setting up the computer. Okay, and the Mac Mini is done updating. There we go. Yeah. Crash. Oh yeah, there we go. Meantime, set up later. Dark mode by default. And there we go, we got the macOS Sonoma background. Whoa, what is all these apps open? I did not have these open. Freeform. With that. Let's put that. Oh, you got messages, all the messages should sync. So yeah, that was just a Mac Mini general setup process. Apart from the Bluetooth keyboard not allowing me to connect it during setup, it went extremely smoothly, and the update worked fine if I would have stopped messing with it. Once I just left it alone, and for like 15-20 minutes, then it just went no problem. Anyway, that was just a simple M1 MacBook Mini. Sorry, M1 Mac Mini quick setup. Went pretty well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. See y'all in the next one.